chapter. We learned how to classify, and we also covered porifera last time. Okay? Please make note of the common names now. Cycon is Scypha. S-C-Y-P-H-A. Cycon is Scypha. S-C-Y-P-H-A. Euspongia is also called as bath sponge. And spongilla, last time बताया था मैंने, fresh water sponge. Okay. So we will start from Coelenterata. The animals in this group are aquatic, mostly marine. So you will have presence in the larger water bodies. Sessile or free swimming. Sessile are those which cannot move, immobile, non-motile. They will be attached to a substratum. Sponges में सारे sessile है. यहाँ पर दोनों variety available है. Radially symmetrical animals. Porifera was asymmetrical. This is radially symmetrical. Now the name Cnidaria, now Coelenterata is also called as Cnidaria, is derived from the cells which are present. The cells are cnidoblast or cnidocytes. Now these cells are present in the wall of the body or in the tentacles. The diagram here is representing the same cnidoblast or a cnidocyte. And within them there will be a stinging capsule, which are known as stinging cells, or nematocysts. Nematocysts, जो उसके अंदर रहेगा. That nematocyst actually has a small toxin. So when they move their tentacles to capture a prey, right? So यहाँ क्या करेंगे? They will inject the toxin in the prey, immobilize the prey, and then capture it. So the tentacles can be used as organs of offense and defense. यानी अटैक करके प्रे कैप्चर भी कर सकते हैं और प्रीडेटर से अपने आप को बचा भी सकते हैं. ठीक है? So the term Cnidaria comes from these cells, and का presence किधर है? On the tentacles and the body. Cnidoblasts are used for anchorage, defense, and for capture of prey. I told you, by inserting that toxin. They exhibit tissue level of organization. What was the level of organization sponge? Cell aggregate था. यहाँ पर tissue level of organization. And they are diploblastic. They are diploblastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening mouth. Single opening. Body plan क्या हो जाएगा? Blind sac body plan. Blind sac body plan. So when you consider a organism like Hydra, this is the substratum, the body of the Hydra, right? Now, on the body, at the top, there is a structure which is called as hypostome. On the hypostome, there is an opening which is called as the mouth. So the mouth is situated on the hypostome, and this mouth is leading to a gastrovascular cavity. So ये जो cavity है, the gastrovascular cavity is also called as the gastrocele. Is also termed as the gastrocele. So central gastrovascular cavity, single opening, mouth which is situated on a hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the cnidarians, like corals, the corals, the same, or they are coral reefs, right? They are actually nothing but coelentrates. They have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate, Now, cnidarians, they exhibit two body forms, which you can find them on the diagram here. Right? You have a polyp form, Adamsia diya hua, right? Polyp form, the hydra, the sessile variety. Can you see tentacles at the top here now? And the second variety is the medusa form, the jellyfish, Aurelia, where the tentacles नीचे है, so they are free swimming. So ये polyp जो है वो sessile variety है और medusa जो है वो free swimming variety है, right? Adamsia के यहाँ पे you can write sea anemone. Sea anemone, that's the common name for Adamsia. So the animals are either found in this form or they are located in this form. Two types of body forms are there. But there is one small exception by the name of Obelia. The organism is called Obelia. Now Obelia is a little strange. The polyp form of Obelia, it reproduces asexually to form a medusa, and the medusa reproduces sexually to form the polyp. So is it something like what we learned in plants? Alternation of generation, right? But in this case, in case of Obelia, it is called as metagenesis. In Obelia, it is termed as metagenesis. Right? So all the other organisms will either be available in the polyp form or the medusa form. But this particular organism is exhibiting both the forms in its entire life cycle. So it is metagenesis. Now, here students sometimes, they falter, they make mistake, which is asexual and which is sexual. So for which you can simply remember PAM, polyp, asexual, medusa. Khatam. Polyp, asexual, medusa. The polyp is sessile and cylindrical form like hydra and Adamsia. Medusa is umbrella shaped, free swimming like Aurelia, which is nothing but jellyfish. Those cnidarians which exhibit in both the forms are exhibiting alternation of generation. What is that called as? Metagenesis. Polyps produce medusa asexually, whereas medusa, they form the polyps sexually. ठीक है? So एक छोटा सा note बना के can make something like this here, so that you can remember this information, please. The examples for this group are Physalia, which is called Portuguese span of four. It is quite a dangerous creature, can inject a lot of toxins, can cause a lot of damage. Adamsia sea anemone, we just saw that. Pennatula, which is called as sea pen. The Gorgonia is the sea fan and the Meandrina is the brain coral. Right? A lot of animals which are aquatic, found in the marine waters. That's why the word sea is attached to them. Right? Echinoderms में भी बहुत सारे आएंगे. Sea urchin, sea lily, sea cucumber. Right? So it makes a very good case for odd man out. So you can have 3 echinoderms, 1 coelenterates, or vice versa. So when you are doing this, please categorize them properly. Okay. Next is phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophores are commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies. The Goric sea. Okay. They are exclusively marine. Right? I like the exclusive ones. Yes, no general. Right? छोटा सा phylum है. Hardly 50-60 organ species are there inside this phylum. Right? This phylum earlier was not existing, that's why you have not learned this in school also. ये टीनोफोरा नया वाला आया हुआ है. Okay. Radially symmetrical, again both porifers asymmetrical था. Coelentrates and ctenophores are radially symmetrical. Diploblastic organism with tissue level of organization. So we are still at tissue level now. Right? So what was at the porifer level? Cellular level. और बाकी फिर tissue and tissue. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates. You can see the small green colored markings, 8 numbering in 8. Those are, the structure is called as a comb plate. And comb plate mein there are cilia attached. Obviously with cilia being attached, it is nothing but an organ for locomotion. Digestion is both extra as well as intracellular. Bioluminescence. Now this is a feature which is located here only, the property of emitting light. Okay, is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. What is the term for that? Hermaphrodite. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. ये भी exclusive हो गया फिर तो. This is a very very important feature, considering that early evolution of animals में we are having an animal reproducing only by sexual means. वरना lower animals में it is easy to find asexual and sexual both, as we found in porifera also. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Now, as I had told last time, the property of fertilization and development is going to be a little troublesome for you. Fertilization fertilization, either it will be external or internal, but in both the cases, external may either it is direct development or indirect. Here also it can be either direct or indirect, isn't it? What was the case for porifers? Internal, indirect. So internal, indirect यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, लेकिन यहाँ पर क्या है? External. So external, indirect है. So as we go on doing phylum by phylum, you will keep on filling this column, whatever the case may be. So by the time we finish with Kingdom Animalia chapter, your entire table will be ready for fertilization and development. Right? This is only that in case you are asked this question as true, false, or make a mention, define external, which are the ones with external, direct ones. So those kind of questions can be dealt with easily then. Examples of pleurobrachia and tenoplana. Next comes phylum Platyhelminth. The term helminth means worm. Term helminth मतलब होता है worm. See, as children, we all have undergone treatment called deworming, isn't it? So उसके लिए the medicines are called as anti-helminthic medicines. Those deworming medicines. Helminth का मतलब होता है worm. Platy means flat. So these are groups which are representing flatworms. Two examples: Taenia, which is tapeworm, and Fasciola, which is liver fluke. These are dorso-ventrally flattened body. Right? Dorso-ventral flattened, ये अपने को पहले leaf में आया था. Leaf is a dorso-ventrally flattened structure. दोनों तरफ से चपटा है. Now these structures are mostly endoparasites. Endoparasites का मतलब parasites which are within the body. Obviously, which are on the body will be ectoparasites, right? Like leech. Leech would be an example for ectoparasite. Now, for an endoparasite, for an animal to be endoparasite, right? There are specific features which an endoparasite will have. So I'm just trying to give you a rough idea about how they adapt to the inside of the host. Obviously parasite will survive on which organism? Host के ऊपर survive करेगा वो, right? Now if it has to survive, और कहाँ पर रहेगा? उसके digestive system में रहेगा, from where it can absorb nutrition. ठीक है ना? Now will the digestive system of the host have a lot of enzymatic action? So the enzymes can kill the parasite also. For that, the parasite always will show a very thick, tough cuticle. ये कॉमन फीचर रहेगा उसका. तो क्यूटिकल से क्या होगा? वो होस्ट के एंजाइम एक्शन से बच जाएगा. नंबर 1, राइट. सेकेंड, it will have structures to attach to the inside of the organ, जिससे वो एब्जॉर्ब कर सकता है. Right? Some structure by which it will attach. अच्छा, if it attaches, does it require locomotion? No. So locomotory organs are absent. अच्छा, one question. Will it have a digestive system? No, क्योंकि वो डायरेक्टली डाइजेस्टेड फूड ले रहा है होस्ट से, यानी उसको डाइजेशन के प्रोसेस की जरूरत ही नहीं है. वो सीधा होस्ट से लेगा और एब्सॉर्ब करके एसिमिलेट करेगा. तो डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम का प्रेजेंस ही नहीं रहेगा, लोकोमोटरी ऑर्गन्स का प्रेजेंस नहीं रहेगा, सेंस ऑर्गन्स नहीं रहेंगे. ठीक है ना? एक सिस्टम जो सबसे ज्यादा डेवलप्ड रहेगा ये पैरासिटिक स्ट्रक्चर में, वो है रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम. दे रिप्रोड्यूस वेरी फास्ट एंड वेरी हाई इन नंबर. ओके. They are mostly endoparasites found in animals including human beings, bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic or coelomate with organ level. Now this one statement is making it very abundantly clear that platyhelminthes is marking a very big shift in animal kingdom now. From radially symmetrical, now it has become bilaterally symmetrical, number 1. From diploblastic it has become triploblastic. सीलम का मेंशन हो गया, अभी मीजोडर्म आ गया, राइट. जब तक डिप्लोब्लास्ट था कोई भी सीलम का मेंशन नहीं था. वो टेबल में उन्होंने असीलोमेट मेंशन किया, लेकिन टेक्स्ट में कहीं भी बाकी के 3 ग्रुप्स को असीलोमेट मेंशन नहीं किया हुआ है. In the previous lecture also I told you, the moment triploblast comes, mesoderm comes, then you apply the coelom cutoff. So if mesoderm is not split, not divided, it is acoelomate. If it is divided only partially, it is pseudocoelomate, and completely divided to coelomate. Organ level of organizations, from tissue we move to organ now. So are we seeing a shift in each of the character now? So that is what makes platyhelminthes a very important milestone in the development of animal kingdom now. इतने सारे shift दिख रहे अपने को यहाँ पर. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic forms. Hooks and suckers are organs by which they will attach. Some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly through their body surface. राइट ना, ना हुक ना सकर, कुछ नहीं, पूरे बॉडी से सरफेस से द एंटायर थिंग स्टार्ट्स कमिंग इनसाइड, राइट. ग्रीडी एट द हाईएस्ट लेवल. स्पेशलाइज्ड सेल्स कॉल्ड फ्लेम सेल्स. व्हाट आर द फ्लेम सेल्स? आल्सो कॉल्ड प्रोटोनेफ्रिडिया. हेल्प इन ऑस्मोरेगुलेशन एंड एक्सक्रीशन. एनीबॉडी, व्हाट इज द थर्ड नेम फॉर दिस? Flame cells, also called protonephridia, also called as. When you all think I get a break to drink water. Miss Aditi? No? ठीक है. It is called as solanocyte. Sexes are not separate. What is the term? Hermaphrodite. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larvae. Many larval stage मतलब क्या होगा? Direct, indirect? Indirect. So you know it is internal with indirect. So internal, indirect. पता ना टेबल कैसे यूज करेंगे अभी? है ना? So immediately plateau को mention कर देंगे अपन. Some members like planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Now this is very typical of planaria, right? If you take one small piece of planaria, one single organism of planaria, you cut it into 200 parts, 200 pieces. Each of them will start generating as a new planaria. उसको regeneration बोलते हैं, right? Maybe a example in higher animals, lizard का tail. Does it regenerate? The arm of a starfish. That also regenerates, right? Now, so regeneration capacity is there in some of the higher organisms. Do we have regeneration capacity? Yes. Hair and nails, right? Liver stem cells, not otherwise, right? But definitely hair and nails, they are regenerated, right? Now, finger try मत करना please. Sir ने बोला regeneration, higher animals में होता है. Okay. Examples are tinea, tapeworm, fasciola, liver fluke, and planaria. Phylum Aschelminthes. Now, Aschelminthes में the image given in the NCERT is of Ascaris. Ascaris, the roundworm. Ascaris is known as Ascaris lumbricoides. The species is known as Ascaris lumbricoides. Now, as you can see, the image given is of a male and female Ascaris. Now, sexes are separate. So, क्या होगा? Mono या dioecious? Dioecious. Very good. It is dioecious now. Okay. Now, since they have given the image of a male and female Ascaris, they will ask you to highlight some of the differences between the male and female Ascaris. One very apparent thing is that female is longer, the male is shorter, and the female is longer. The second very clearly visible difference is that one of them has a curved posterior. Which one? क्या बात है, फंस गए ना? This is the curved posterior. ये straight है. ये straight है. Can you see there is no curvature here? The curvature is seen here. So the posterior end is curved in case of males. Right? Most of the students make a mistake in this point. Please. Most of the students make a mistake in this point. Right now, they argue, send back questions. ये इसका screenshot भेजेंगे मेरे को. और यहाँ पे मांग, sir curved posterior. फिर I send them the image. This is curved posterior. The third difference is, now if I could zoom into this now, it's like this. At the end, you have a small spiny structure. Small spiny structure here. This small spiny structure is called as pineal setae. Obviously the organ for copulation. Pineal setae. Okay? Let's see. The body is circular in cross section. What is the body in platyhelminthes? Dorso-ventrally flat.